Hey everyone, I'm Shani and welcome back to my complete achievement and collectible guide for the Blair Witch game. This is part 2. So if you did miss part 1, I have the link in the description, and in that video we covered chapters 1 to 5. So this is part 2 and we will be looking at chapters 6 to 11. Alrighty, so starting off this video on a very simple short chapter. There's only a couple of collectibles in this particular area, so I don't have too much to say about this one. They're relatively straightforward. You just need to continue along the one path that you're given in this area and you will be able to find them. And a little further along in this area, you will receive a voicemail. So you can actually go ahead and call that and you will be greeted with a very eerie message.
You have one new message.
Sierra, Hotel, Echo, Inferno, Slaughter.
Alright, here we are back at the campsite. So things are a little bit different this time. You want to just turn around and go completely in the opposite direction to what you were facing when you loaded in. This is an item that I spoke about in the first video but didn't record where it was. Now this is a bear trap. It's not integral to anything. I just thought while we're being pretty comprehensive here, you can interact with it and it will progressively change over time. So just thought that would be worth noting. Alright, so coming back up to the campsite, you have one of your lore pages here on the rock on the left. And just up ahead is another wooden doll. You can see Bullet's crouching and he's a little bit fearful here. That's because there is a totem coming up here. So you just need to break that one. As usual, you'll get a photo out of that. And as we did in the first video, we are going to pat Bullet after any scary interactions and also after he brings you anything.
Looks the same, but older. A lot older. Oh, this doesn't make any sense.
Alright, so you're just going to continue along to the left here. There is a garbage pile. You will get another item for the garbage man achievement. This one is the pill bottle.
Antidepressants. Huh. Empty.
And there is also another photograph in this pile. And the next item is in the campsite here. It's your next psychiatrist note. And next what you want to do is pick up the tape. We're going to fast forward to where Carver is pushing the rock, and you want the rock to remain upright.
Buried something nearby. Let's find it, buddy.
There we go, that'll do. And then you're going to follow the path that is to the left of the large tree there. And just on the left here is the rock that we saw on the tape. We'll come back to that. But I just want to show you, here is the site that we saw with the first campsite. It's another interactable like the bear trap that changes over time. Just thought it's worth noting.
This looks like the place.
And now you can send
Let me
Bullet
help.
in to sniff. And he's going to discover the Tappy East Creek patch for you.
Good boy. The Tappy East Creek Timber Company. Heel! Take a good long whiff, Bullet. It's important. Attaboy.
You can give Bullet a sniff and he's going to lead you to where you need to go. But just along the way there will be another photograph on the right here. Easy to miss, so careful of that one.
This again.
And you'll come across a little candle and that will be where your first dog tag is.
A dog tag? What is... No, that's impossible. Yeah. Let's move on.
Well, it's going to continue along the path until we come to this sort of area here, and he will then lead you to your second dog tag. And of course we're going to give him a pat for doing all the good dog things.
Yeah, good dog.
Alright, yep, so this is dog tag number 2.
Another one?
Alright, so this area has a lot of islands. You will know when you get into the zone properly because it will trigger a lot of spooky scary leaves and some audio flashbacks. But yes, you'll come across a totem, you need to kick that one over, and that's basically where all of the craziness is going to start. So you just need to be mindful of the spooky scary leaves in this level. But yeah, you can just... Oh, I was trying to pat Bullet here, but you can't. Okay, you can't reassure him here, you just need to get through it. So running along this log. Once you get off this log, Bullet's going to take you over this way. You want to go to the right. There's an island over here to the right. And this is where you'll find your next photograph. Okay, so you can backtrack and just go from there and follow Bullet along. However, you can just run across this way and it just cuts out an island, basically. The Bullet's over there, but we're going to run to this island and Bullet will meet up with us there. Here he comes. Alright, so skipping across all of these islands, you're going to eventually come up to an area where you'll get this blinking happening. There'll be that fiery archway, and just to the right here is your next photograph. So you're going to continue along to that area, which is going to lead you into a cutscene, which I will just cut out just to save time. And that takes you to the next chapter. See you there. Okay, so this is one of the biggest chapters in the game. There's a lot to find in here. So just at the start here, Bullet's going to notify you to your first photograph. So it's over to the right here. He will bring it down to you. However, I just want to take you over so you can see, just in case anything glitches out. And there we are. And you're going to give him a pat, of course.
Good boy.
So you're going to progress down the road until you come to this ledge here. there is a path to your left. So you're just going to continue along the path. You're going to go under these little trees, and just to your left here on the rock is your next garbage man item. And now just go straight ahead past this sign. This is one of the hardest items to find in the game, in my personal opinion. This is the Fear of Forgetting page 4, the last page that I finally found. So the second hardest page to find is also in this chapter. I found that one before this one, so I had to do a whole other playthrough of this area just to find that. But okay, anyway, heading back down the tracks now, you'll come across a pole and with an envelope on a rock. So this is your next dog tag, but the pole does disappear, so just look for this rock with the envelope is probably the best way to explain it. And then you will also have a text message to say that you've got a voicemail. So the voicemail will be different. It'll be from Mrs. Lanning, and depending if you called her when you found the sheriff or not will depend on her voicemail left for you, which is pretty cool. And while you've got the opportunity, I recommend giving Jess a call as well. Anyway, we're going to head down towards the bridge now, but just before you cross, on the right hand side here is your next photo. After walking across the bridge, you're going to find that you zone into basically a loop now. You're going to come across this cart, you've got your instructions, and I'll meet you down at Camp A. So once you pull up here, you are going to redirect the tracks so that you don't hit the log up ahead, and you can progress to the maintenance shed and Camp B. However, there are a few items to find here in Camp A, so heading over this way, heading over to the machine, you will find your next dog tag.
God, I'm so sorry.
And then just before the little shack here, there is a can on the ground. And in here as well is another photo. Love the names in this game. You've got some really basic names and then some absolutely crazy ones. And also your next tape, which when you play this one, you just need to fast forward it until you see the door opening, and you'll pause it on that so you can get into the building. There we go, so pausing there. And you've just got a couple of notes to collect in here.
The maintenance shed looks promising. And maybe there's some spare parts left.
So jumping back on the cart, our next destination is the maintenance shed. I'll see you over there. Okay, heading up to the maintenance shed. You will see a little generator that you need to power up. This may or may not trigger an event, but in the worst case scenario, if a bullet does become scared, you need to comfort him. Just keep that in mind. And let's progress down to the shed. So just on the table here to the right hand side of the entrance is your next dog tag. And inside the shed is a little table on the right hand side here that has an inventory list.
Looks like we won't be getting in through here.
And then you're going to progress to the back of the shed. You'll see I'm looking around because I'm just convinced every playthrough I'm just going to find something else. But anyway, what you want to do is send Bullet into the back of the shed here. He will pick up one of your story items to help you progress through the story. Definitely make sure to reward him with a pat after this one, as it is a pretty integral part of the story. So he did really well here. Good job, Bullet. Alright, there's one more item that you'll find just here. Little worn out area. It's your next photograph. Alright, so let's head back up to the cart.
Come on.
We're going to head down to campsite B now. Alright, so once you pull up just in front of Camp B here, on the left hand side is one of the hardest items. So this is the second last item that I found on the logs over here to the left. It's the Fear of Forgetting Critters, page 3. I was so excited when I found that one, you have no idea. Alright, so just at Camp B here, there is another generator. You're just going to power that one up. But again, if Bullet is scared, please make sure to reassure him.
Aren't you a handsome boy?
Alright, heading down the path here, you're going to get the full witch experience here. They're going to be throwing pebbles. You can have pebbles thrown at you, or some sort of strange thing. So anyway, there's a fuse box here. Make sure to turn the box off before you interact with it. You're going to pull out the broken one and head just up this way to the left.
Going blind.
There'll be an area with a red toolbox. It's got a fresh one there for you to pop in. So this isn't integral. In fact, I missed this on my first playthrough and I did this all in the dark. So you can manage without, but this makes it so much easier. Alright, so just up here on the table is your next psychiatrist note. And then the path just ahead of this, you'll come across your next carved figurine. Just down here. Right, so that's where we want to be. So we're going to head up here and go across the fallen log. And you'll see obviously the big machinery here, but just on the left there's a little cart with logs and you'll find another photograph. But going back to the old machine, you will find your next story item, so just collect that one.
This should do it.
And there's a little shack before you leave. Just make sure you go down to this shack and you will find your 6th and final dog tag, and you should get an achievement proc right here.
It's not my fault. They said it wasn't, but I know the truth. You're all... It's my fucking fault.
There is a little note on the right hand side here. There's a little barrel, so you can collect that one as well. And I'll meet you back up at the start of Camp B. Alright, so what you want to do now is turn the tracks, because if you kept it how it was, you would run into a pile of logs. So you're going to reroute the track, which will take you forward towards the bridge, which will complete the loop. But just before the bridge, there is another item, so you're going to need to stop just ahead here.
Let's go, Bullet.
Just on the left-hand side before the bridge is your next photograph. Alright, so now you can head back to the Camp A. This time we're going to reroute the tracks again. Make us go straight. And we're going to lift that log out of the way with the 2 story items that we got. So just pop those on the machine. Okay, you're gonna want to pull out your tape and fast forward it to where, oh sorry, rewind to where the machine's going. And then you just need to toggle left and right to keep the needle in the green area, and the log will move out of the way, and then the machine will power down once you've moved it completely out of the way. And that's all you need to know for this chapter. You will get a cutscene once you progress through, so enjoy that one, and I will see you in the next chapter.
And the road's clear. Hop on, buddy. Back on track. Now let's find the wizard.
Alright guys, we barely made it across, but here we are. So from where you stopped, you want to completely turn around and head back towards the broken bridge. To your left, there will be a little pile of debris, and here is your next fear of forgetting critters note. Alright, so now you can head back this way, but again to your left, you're going to find your next photograph, and just a little bit from that there is another item, and it's your next garbage man item, the wine bottle. Okay, so you can just progress down the tracks. You will get a phone call from Jess. Always make sure you answer that one, and just progress down the track. So just keep following the tracks, and over to the left hand side here there is another page. Now Bullet will alert you to this one, and in fact I got a little bit lost here, so if you also get lost, Bullet will tell you where it is, but it's just in front of a stump. So I went a little bit too far here. There we go, Bullet's going to show us where it is. There we go, so another fear of forgetting critters page. And that's it. That's it for this chapter. So I'm going to take you through to the next chapter now, which is the smallest chapter in the game. But I'll see you in that one. Alright everyone, so welcome to the shortest chapter in the game. That is literally 8 seconds if you just run straight through it. But there is one item to find, and that is the glass bottle. So you'll find that just up ahead here on the right. And of course make sure you reward Bullet with a cat as well, because he did help us find that one.
Aren't you a handsome boy? Good boy.
And that is it for this chapter. Just head straight up to the sawmill and I will see you there. Alright, so here we are at the sawmill, and straight up ahead you will see a figure up there. He will disappear. Alright, there's a journey for us to power up, so you can do that one to power on the lights. And you want to head to your left to this little outhouse here. Inside you will find your next carved idol. And then you can make your way to the buildings. So you will see here that you have got reception. You can give Jess a call there, or you can wait for a little bit. But make sure you do give her a call in this area. Alright, so inside here there is another photograph. And then towards the back of the building here is your next tape. So what you want to do with this one is fast forward it. There'll be a chase. You want to continue until the person runs into the next building and opens the door. So pause it here so we can gain access to that building. But this is where I decided to give Jess a call. Please make sure you do so before going into the next building.
Hey, Alice. Good to hear from you.
Alright, so heading out here, you want to calm Bullet down, give him a pat.
Yeah, good dog.
Also, don't forget to be giving him dog treats as well. So we're going to give him a treat here.
One of these,
I
buddy?
suggest doing it at any time so he's really stressed. Alright, so once inside, you want to bring out the tape again. And we're going to pause when the next door is opened. Alright, this room's really cool for you lore nerds out there. I suggest taking a minute just to really take in what's in here. There's lots of bits and pieces. It's a very cool area. But anyway, you can open these drawers. In this one on the right, you'll find your next photograph. In the middle drawer, you will find a code. Remember this one because we're going to use that very, very soon. I do like how there's a parchment here on the table that says Fearsome Critters. It has got to pay homage to the pages we've been collecting of the Fear of Forgetting Critters. Now in this drawer here, you can't see too well, but there's overlapping papers and the titles, I could just make out how to kill them. Now that's interesting because later in the final chapter, we do actually see a title like this. So just keep this one in mind. And on the typewriter here is our 6th and final page for the Fear of Forgetting Critters. So once we've got all of that, we need to head back out. We're going to use the code we just found to unlock the gate. And head up to the top floor.
Huh?
Go in and interact with this body and I'll see you on the other side.
Jesus. Hey, can you hear me?
Now, once you've found this gruesome discovery, we're going to make a call to the VA office. You will get an achievement, KIA.
You have reached the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. We are currently...
And if you look out the window here, you'll see
Bullet.
somebody with
Who
bullets.
the hell is...
I actually thought this was interesting. When I looked at them with the camera, look a bit different. Looks almost normal. But anyway, I thought that was just interesting. So anyway, here is the next tape. So you're going to fast forward through this and there'll be a few things that will change in the environment. So you will notice that the water is now running and we're going to go down and see who's with Bullet.
You killed Lanny. Did you see her?
Okay everyone, that brings us to the end of part 2. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you found this informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. More than happy to help. And I'll see you guys in part 3.